Hello, everybody. Hello. Wait a couple minutes. Give me some water because we have an exciting night tonight. Richard. Okay, we have Richard coming on today. Him in here. It is 10 o'clock. Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Richard. How are you?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. I'm
That's
so
good.
glad you got on with ease.
Oh, I was worried. I mean, I'm on IG often for other things, but I've never hopped on a live. So when I went to your page, I actually clicked on an old video. It was something from February. I didn't realize it was February 28th. And I was like, she's having a conversation without me. uh, but I figured it out, and I'm just happy to be here with you.
I'm so happy to have you and welcome on your first live. We're so honored to have you
Yes,
on your first live.
this is how you debut right here.
There you go. First of many.
Yeah, come on.
Well, first, let me introduce you to everybody who's on here. Today, guys, I'm Janice, and I'm the founder and executive director of Special Needs Siblings. We're going to have siblings speak today. So we're going to be speaking with our awesome, amazing sibling, Richard Mullen. He works with the ARC of King County in Seattle, Washington. He's the African American Family Support Coordinator, and he enjoys supporting families with loved ones who have physical and/or intellectual disabilities. So, welcome, Richard.
Hey, wow, I feel so. Ben, that was I don't think I've gotten an introduction like that. I feel so good. I feel really good. Okay, I feel.
You
Thank
are
you.
amazing. You
Goodness.
are amazing. Tell us a little bit more about yourself. We're talking to you today.
Yeah.
Like,
So you pretty much laid it out there as far as my connection to the disability community. I do work with the ARC of King County. I enjoy working with the African American community, our community. There are a lot of disparities, and I am just really appreciative to have the opportunity to meet families where they're at and provide support in various areas, whether that's in special ed support or families who need to get on a DDA waiver support and they have questions around like, how do I navigate these systems? And then I have a lot of our families who are raising loved ones who have intellectual and physical disabilities and just need a place to belong. So it's really great for me to create support groups where all ages can, I would say all ages, like all ages above like 18 type 8, there's no kids and create a group for me, but you know what I mean, parent focused, self-advocate focused groups where we can just engage with one another, share information and build community. So I really enjoy that work at the ARC. Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
Well, with the ARC specifically, I've only been there for about 4 years. But I've been connected to the disability community for about, I'd say around 15 years. Before I took on a position there, I worked in the employment sector. So I was an employment professional. And so I had quite a large caseload of individuals who had various barriers, physical and beyond, who wanted to work. So I was a part of getting people jobs at Microsoft, Walmart, Target, thrift stores, you name it. And all of these people have some form of disability. So I really enjoyed that work as well. So I'm kind of an entrepreneur myself, so I'm okay with going into businesses and trying to create opportunities where there are no opportunities.
And that's so important, especially in like times like these. And so it sounds like you are ahead of your stuff.
Hey, you got to stay on your toes. You have to stay on your toes. But I think it's great though. I mean, even in times like these, I think one thing that I could share, a piece of advice I would throw out there is as hard as it may seem, and staying connected to a community.
Yeah.
of some sort, because there are opportunities even in hard places,
Yeah.
and in hard seasons, um, and so having a network of individuals that can kind of share with you what's going on in your community, or what's opening up, and so on and so forth, is sometimes can be the difference between succeeding in your goal and not.
Yeah.
So
And I can
yeah.
imagine like it can be kind of lonely trying to do this, navigate by yourself. Like,
Yeah, yeah, because the reality is we don't know everything. So it's
yeah.
like we need people, like,
Yeah.
I would say, for just about everything. Like if we're talking, so it's um yeah, it's just, it can be a lonely road if you go alone. But
Yeah.
and sometimes if you go alone, you can get to your destination fast. But if you go with someone, you can get there right.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference between getting somewhere right and getting somewhere, what you would say, fast. So
That's
um,
really big. That's really that you would even say it like that. Like that's just as a mother
yeah,
and navigating this system and for so
yeah,
long feeling like, for me personally, feeling like I should know these things or I should know something that I really don't have knowledge of
yeah,
fully, or I've
yeah,
heard of a term and I don't know how to say I don't really know all that information about that, or you feel
yeah,
like guilty about
yeah,
not knowing certain things. And I'm
yeah,
sure you've experienced that with like some of probably the people you've worked with. How does
yeah.
that how does that really work? Like when people are really reluctant for help and like
Well,
not realizing
so
that.
okay, so you're raising, that's really, I'm glad you open this up, because sometimes when you feel pressure of some sort as a parent, or guardian, you internally feel like, I gotta be moving, I gotta be going, I've got to hurry up and research this, I gotta be smart enough to do this, I gotta figure this system out. And you really feel like, you're moving at a pace where, okay, if I just keep this up, I'll make progress.
Yeah.
And if people think that I know what I'm talking about, I can figure it out as I go.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I've experienced, or I've witnessed families and parents experience burnout with that approach. I think that if you sometimes it takes just kind of calming down and stepping back and asking yourself, who's um, in my environment that I can join with for support or
Yeah.
for help. I think that it is humbling to say, I don't know this, but I believe that the reward outweighs that feeling of not knowing, right? And I think it's all about how we approach it. I think that we've all had to learn. Everyone has had to learn what they know from someone, right?
Yeah.
So yes, you may be an expert now, but you didn't start out as an expert.
Mm.
And so, being able to just go to someone and say, hey, I'm going to level with you. I'm in a situation and I need more information. I don't know enough. And you know what? Give yourself some credit. Like, you actually know more than you probably think you do, because you have to know something to even ask a question. You can't, you can't, so you do know something. If you have a question, that means you have a level of understanding already. You just need to help somebody. You need help from somebody to kind of help you through the process.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that helps, but
I think that does. Like you need to have somebody to help you fill those blind spots. It's like I know that there's somewhere I should be going. I have a little bit here, but I really could use some support, and that's okay to say that.
It's
so,
okay.
Thank you for like even sharing that. I know that that's something that's always, it's a question that comes up, especially in a parental caregiving type role. But even we're on special needs siblings, even in the sibling space.
Yeah.
And so I'm even curious. First, I want people to know that you are a sibling, correct?
I am a sibling, full sibling. Yeah.
Yes. So your space is It's twofold. Not only do you support, but you also have this perspective from the siblings' perspective.
Hmm.
And we had you on our BIPOC adult roundtable on the very
Yeah.
first one.
Yep.
And next week you'll be moderating our
Yep.
third one, which we're so excited to have you back. How
Oh,
was that
happy to be.
experience for you? Like being able to come on?
You know, it was a great experience. You know, I was honored to be a part of the conversation, and I really, um, it was an opportunity for me to feel seen. I think a lot of times siblings go unnoticed. Um, you know, especially being an adult. You know, and not being. So I guess let me just back up a little bit. In my scenario, my brother who had different various disabilities passed away, and so you know, I haven't had to look into like, okay, who's going to take care of him in his later years, potentially after my parents would transition. Um, but I think in being welcomed into that space, it allowed me to share about a different side of myself that doesn't necessarily get a platform in this space very often. And I think it was interesting, and it was to see how many people had similarities to my upbringing,
Yeah.
and just the man that I am today is because of the family that I had in the past. And so, witnessing my mom advocate for my brother and support, I have three brothers, so support us and teach us various things. My dad was there as well, but she was the advocate. And so to be able to even get in a space where I could share that, it just really blessed me. And I think that, there are a lot of siblings out there that have loved ones that they, you know, don't talk about or don't, or are not giving an opportunity to engage about. And I think that's something that definitely needs to change, because, we need to be able to support one another and feel that we're being able to get out our experiences.
Yeah. And I think that's what I love. I love to be able to hear the stories and create
Yeah.
a space, a safe space
Yeah.
that we have this community and knowing that people are not really by themselves.
Right.
And I'm just so grateful that you were on before, that you agreed to come back, and that you're going to
Absolutely.
be.
You guys are a
And you're,
great time. You guys are a great time. Hey, honestly, we had a blast, and I love to, like, in this space, like the round table space, you really get to see who people are. So it's not all, it's not all heavy,
yeah.
and things of that nature. You get to laugh, you get to smile, you get to say, wow, that was encouraging, like all of those things. So I'm just excited to be a part of the next steps, in this space.
I am happy to have you with us, and we're excited. So you guys who are listening, make sure that you sign it up and go
Please.
register, because Richard will be moderating, and you do not want to miss it at all.
No, you don't. Where all the fun is at. That's where we're at. Is where the fun is at. Like, come on.
This is it. This is it. Now, question, like,
Okay. What's up?
this shaped you, like your upbringing, your childhood, you seeing your mom advocate.
Yeah.
Do you think that has a direct connection to the work you do now?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's wow. It's funny how okay, so hindsight is 2020. So
Right.
you look back, you look back and you see how it all played out. But I think, you as a young man, I was in a space where I was just trying to work.
Yeah.
so I'm blessed that I had a friend that was connected to the disability community. He said, hey, you should come work over here. And I was definitely trying to pay my rent. So I was like, let me get an app. So, and then you just find yourself in a space where you're like, oh, wow, this is interesting. I actually know a little bit about, individuals that have various barriers and challenges mentally and physically. So, okay, you get a position because of your natural experience.
Yeah.
But then I would say, just taking opportunities that came my way to learn and to grow. helped me kind of peel back the layers of like, wow, like I thought this was just a job.
Yeah.
But now I'm starting to see I kind of have a calling here. I feel personal calling to help people that I can relate to, and that there, you know, I can feel the similarities and see the different dynamics. And that's just to the disability community, period. But then when you throw in just the dynamics of, you know, being a Black male and wanting to see our people do better and be supported, and also know how to support one another, you know, that's really how I found my way, is having that desire. And that's how I found myself where I am now, you know.
Aren't we grateful for you for following your heart and for following
Wow.
those things, because
I'm humbled. Thank you.
it
I'm
makes
humbled
it
by that.
makes a difference. Like, it really does. And to see a Black man in this space makes such a difference,
Thank you.
because it's one thing to see us. It's one thing to see somebody that is of my hue and that looks like me in this space.
Yes.
But it's another thing to see a Black man in this space, because for sometimes you have this big narrative that in our communities that unfortunately the Black man doesn't get credit in this space. Like, you just don't get for
No.
assistance, for support, for help. You see a lot of moms, like I was a divorced mom doing things, trying to figure it out. And in our spaces, even in our communities, when you bring up religion, when you bring up race, there's a lot of barriers, and uncomfortable conversations that people don't really want to have. And seeing you here is such a beautiful thing. And I want to just tell you that, like, I really appreciate you for being in this space and for speaking up and for coming when people ask you questions, and for, you know, accepting our invitation at the very beginning when we asked you. It means a lot to see you in our space. And so I'm glad that my sons get to see this and to see you and see themselves one day possibly like, this is possible. You're going to be okay, you know? So I just had to share that with you.
Well, I'm touched and blessed by your kindness and your words. I really appreciate that. You know, it in this work, you know, those words are few and far in between. And I don't do this work to get a pat on the back, but I will tell you that I appreciate that. I savor what you're saying. We are rare. We are very rare in this space. And with someone with my makeup, I look around and I do see a lot of ladies. I'm like, where is everybody? You know what I mean? But it's, you know, there are a lot of reasons for that. I will say that, you know, we have a lot of very strong Black women who have made a way for their family. They have advocated like nobody's business. And, you know, I get to witness that on a daily basis. You know, the generations are being blessed because of the Black women who choose to not throw in the towel. You know, but then at the same time, I do know of some men, some fathers that are taking care of their families as well, being a covering for their families, working hard, doing whatever it takes to make sure that their loved ones have what they need. Sometimes the narratives that are created don't allow for that to get in to mainstream or what have you, but I can say that I'm appreciative to just join with my people, you know, join with our families, join and add value wherever I can, you know, and that's really what blesses me is just seeing families get through and get what they need, you know. Yeah.
What would you say to, well, let me see.
Yeah, what's up?
Pain points that you see in our community. You are the African American family support. What do you see with us? And I mean, be candid with us, because sometimes looking in the mirror, we don't like to say stuff about ourselves, but the truth is we have a lot of growing and there's a lot of things that we can do better. So I want to make sure that we, address things that we could improve on too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No. I would say a pain point is, I would say some, how can I say it? I'll just be frank. We are very secretive of our hurt and our pain and sometimes our struggle. And I feel that, it does, there is risk in being transparent about what you're struggling with or what your hardships are, because you don't want people to judge you or to think less of you because of some of the racial challenges that we have in this country and in our communities. You have the feeling of you got to fight for everything anyway. So now, I got to tell you about, all of the things that actually aren't working because of maybe mistakes I've made or areas I need to grow in. And I would just say, that it hurts me to see someone in that place. But I'm always solution oriented. I would say that, if there's anyone out there that's in that situation, it really can bless you and take you further to be transparent even when it hurts. And not just with everybody. We know I wasn't raised to just be telling your business to everybody in the community and so on and so forth. But if you really feel that there are people that at different agencies or people in your community that may be able to help your situation, I would encourage you to share. To share and try to grow in that area, because there are people that want to help you. There are people that have helped me in various areas of my life, but I had to take that risk. I had to take that chance, and it's worth it. So that's I would say that is my personal advice, and I would say that's a pain point for me, because it hurts to see someone who could be on the brink of a breakthrough by merely just speaking up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It makes a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Is the ARC, do they have locations in every state? Is this something that and you could get connected with?
Yes.
Or how does that, because you have a lot of support services and you're with the ARC, so is this something people can find out?
Oh, absolutely. So the ARC so there is the national ARC. So there are ARCs all over the United States. They are not connected, so it's not one cohesive organization. They all kind of have their own like policies, bylaws, and emphasis, I should say. So if you're in King County, I work for the ARC of King County, and so you could reach out to us regarding information, support, resources, groups, and all things of that nature. And I would encourage you, wherever you're at, to research, is there a local ARC in your city? And I would encourage you to interview them and just request information regarding what are their emphasis around supporting individuals with intellectual and physical disabilities.
Okay.
So that would be my my advice for that, and the answer to your question.
I love that. That's good. I know you're solution oriented. I'm like, we got to make sure we get something.
It's always about you got to reach out.
Yes.
You got to reach out. You got to send that email or make that call and just ask for help or some information. It's worth it. Yeah. And there's a lot of great work being done. What'd you say?
I said as simple as that, asking for help. An email, a phone call.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Asking for help. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
That's big. That's big.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's all work. What do you like to do for fun? What does fun look like for you?
For fun? Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I like to eat. No. No, honestly, I love barbecue. So that's why I say that. I run Richard's Too Good Products. That's a company that I started in the right around 2015, 2016. So we manufacture barbecue sauce, gluten-free, teriyaki sauce, gluten-free spice blends, low sodium,
Wow.
vegan products. It's kind of ironic because the products are vegan, but I love to eat ribs. I love brisket. I, the pulled
No
pork.
judgment. No
I,
judgment.
I'm for it. I'm for all of those things. So, it's when I'm in my spare time, I'm doing that. I'm trying to figure out how to help somebody gather around the table and have a good meal. So, and then I have 2 kids. I'm married. My wife's name is Lauren. We have 2 children, and we love to play video games and build Legos. We're obsessed with those things, and so my kids will tell you, Dad, they'll tell you I have way too many Legos. That's what they'll tell you, and it bothers them because they're like, all you do is put them together, and then you put them on the shelf. You don't even play with them.
You don't play with them.
But the fun is in sitting down with them, and we're building together. And when I'm done, I'm like, man, that was cool. Look at that. It's a car. That's cool. I'm going to put it on the shelf. They take it and they destroy it. And, we're stepping on Legos and stuff. So it's just a different approach. But those are all fun things for me.
That is good. We have somebody asking, how can you buy your stuff? Where do we find this at?
My stuff. Okay. So
yes.
You just go to richardstoogood.com. richardstoogood.com. Order from us online. And that's how I mean, if you're in Washington and you want to go to a local store, there's D&D Meats out in Mountain Lake Terrace. It's a local butcher shop. It's been there for like almost 100 years. You could go there, and they have a ton of stuff. You'd love it if you're into like sauces and seasonings and all of those things. Okay. But yes, online, order it. We'll take care of you.
Awesome. I'm definitely going to be putting in an order because I definitely like the barbecue. I don't like the barbecue, but I like the sauce. I'll make my husband do the cooking. So.
Put him to work. Put him to work. You'll benefit. Trust me. And here's the thing. The barbecue sauce is one thing, but our seasoning, it's like an all-purpose seasoning. So people put it on everything.
On everything.
They put it on everything. It's great for cooking. Chilies, soups,
I love
veggies, all that. So yeah.
I love that. I'm definitely going to be putting in an order. I'm definitely going to be sharing your information when we post this video. This is awesome. All about supporting sibling support, sibling awareness, sibling information. I mean, you like tapping into a whole lot of stuff here. Like
you gotta keep moving. You gotta keep moving. Yeah.
And those Legos. My son was just asking me about building Legos, and I'm like, build Legos? Now you got me like,
you should do it. It's true therapy. Oh, you need to do it. It's true therapy. I'm telling you, just get a set, follow the instructions, and you'll be like, man, yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah. Tap in for that.
I'm gonna definitely be tapping. I'm gonna let you know how that goes. I'm gonna tell them like the interview we had today. That's why we got those Legos.
Look, that's all good. See, look, I'm a blessing.
You blessed us. There you go.
He's like, Mom, you're in now. Mom's in now. Yep. That's a win-win. Yeah.
Oh, somebody said that they love the Star Wars Legos. So that's awesome. We have a couple people on here that love Legos. So look at you.
See, I'm telling you, it's a thing. It's a thing. You can't be too old to do Legos. I love the Star Wars. I love Lego City. Marvel Universe, like we do it all. Yeah.
That is incredible. Well, I am so thankful that you joined us tonight. Is there anything you'd like to say, closing hours here to everybody?
I would just say that we have the roundtable conversation coming up. I would love for you to come join us on March 18th. It's going to be a great time. Also, I would say that, let's all just continue to look for ways to help one another in this season. The smallest thing could mean the most to someone having a horrible time or a hard day. So let's just remember to be kind to one another and look for opportunities to be a blessing. And that's all I got to say. And have fun.
Have fun. I love it. I love all of it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Richard, for joining me today.
It was
really
my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I look forward to seeing you next week. And we're gonna be,
it's going
everybody
down.
Come join us.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Have a good night, you guys. Have a good evening.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.